Good morning and welcome to Church at Home with Rachael on Thursday, January 21st, 2021. It is a brisk day here in Wainwright. The sun is trying to come out and it's a bit chilly to be outside and it's a bit chilly in the office. I got my sweater on today. I hope you're all staying warm and comfortable and staying home, making sure you don't pass on your germs or pick up any others from anyone else. This morning, I had thought I would talk about Jesus Rocks, which I had posted about on the Church at Home Facebook group. But I will do that tomorrow or on Monday maybe. But it occurred to me that I can't really bypass something just because it's a difficult topic. So today I'd like to talk about the impact of the new administration in the States on Canada, in particular on Alberta, and the cancellation of the rescinding of the order for the Keystone XL Pipeline. Things have become tense. Let's just acknowledge it. Things have become tense. Well, as you may know, I was not a big fan of the Trump administration for the past 4 years. There were things in his way of administering the nation that seemed to, on the surface and in the short term, help out economically, especially for things like our oil sands and all of our the carbon-based resources we use for energy. And that's good. It was good. It was good that Alberta and families here who worked and people who were in the oil fields and doing all that work could feel a sense of security. And I want that for everyone. At the same time, the science doesn't lie. The science is telling us that our climate is changing too quickly. This is not sustainable. And there are other renewable forms of energy that we need to invest in and to discover. They're not quick. And it will require the change of a shift from what we have always done or what we've always known to doing something different. And I do think that is possible. So people may be angry with me or frustrated because I'm not a big fan of sticking to big oil business to the exclusion of looking at other renewable resources and discovering how they may be able to help future generations to have the resources we need to continue life on this planet. At the same time, I am very much aware of how difficult this is for people who will lose their jobs, for people who, they talk about the fact that renewable resources will offer the opportunity for new jobs and will create new jobs, but those are jobs that for which these people haven't been trained. There's no guarantee that those who lose their jobs in this industry will just slide over to the other one. And so on paper and in theory, this doesn't look that bad. In reality, added on to the pandemic and how many people have lost their jobs, how many small businesses are struggling in all of our provinces in Canada, this is not good. So we are caught between a rock and a hard place. Do we put all of our eggs in the basket of trying to help everyone right now, trying to help the generation that is currently contributing to the economy, raising children, running businesses, working in these industries? Do we look completely to that, or do we go to the other side of the spectrum and look at what do we do about a couple of generations from now when we're watching the waters on our coastlines creeping forward, creeping higher? We're watching wildfires, and here in Alberta as well, we're watching wildfires continually take over each season as our climate has changed significantly, as the temperature of our climate continues to increase. That's not sustainable. We are looking at generations from now not being able to see anything familiar because of the changes that are coming because of decisions we've been making for the whole industrial age. So how do we as Christians deal with that? In a short answer, I don't know. I don't know. My pastoral heart goes out to all of those people who woke up this morning to realize that President Biden has made a decision that will have a significant impact on industry in this country, in particular in the province in which I live, even on some of my family members. And that breaks my heart. At the same time, I think about my stepsons and what their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren will inherit. My nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews to come. What kind of planet, what kind of country will they inherit? What parts of this country will they not be safe to live in because of the climate? What about the people of the north who are finding that the tundra and all of the places where they have traditionally hunted and lived disappearing as the ice floes melt? Those are two opposite ends of the spectrum, both of which make my heart break. We need to find a place as Christians where we can talk about the middle, where we can discuss our opinions, where we can have a place where we are respectful of one another, where we are not automatically jumping down each other's throats, accusing the other of being naive or materialistic, finding ways to speak to one another with dignity and integrity. In our baptismal vows, we are called to treat every person we meet with dignity. We are to respect them. We are to treat them as Christ would treat them. And one of our vows is also that we would safeguard the earth. So how do we as Christians go about that? How do we figure out how to find that balance? I do believe in God, and I believe that God's ways are greater than ours. I do believe that the Holy Spirit can inspire people, can inspire business people and scientists and creative people to come up with new ways to find balance, to find new ways that we can make a transition into renewable resources and find ways that we can help everybody. Right now, that feels like a desperate situation. I don't believe that it is. I've spoken before about lament, and lament is okay, it's good, it's necessary in our lives. We may be, as some of us might be celebrating, moving into a world of politics that will maybe have less personal interest and more global interest, more recognition that we need to treat each other well, that all lives matter, Black lives matter, every life matters, that there is no way that we should be allowed to state that some people should just go home when this is our home. The politics of the past 4 years have been difficult, to say the least, regardless of which side of the line we reside. We have to admit it has not been a good time. And now we have an opportunity to try to mend fences, to listen to one another, to find a new way to reach out to each other. And that will include discovering, how do we deal as Christians, as Canadians, as Albertans? How do we handle the decision that the United States is taking? And how do we move forward? And could we see that maybe this, while it looks and feels like a shot to the gut right now, maybe this is an opportunity for our young engineers and scientists to discover ways to make things better, to make things more equitable for the earth and for humanity, to take good stewardship of the earth that God has placed in our care, that we can find a way to also keep people working, to encourage young people to pursue their dreams, to help those families who are struggling right now, both because of the oil sands and oil production and the pandemic. This cannot be an either-or situation. We need to find a both and. We need to find a way to support one another and support families and support businesses, as we also look to the ways that we support our earth, our planet. Please pray with me that we might find a way to deal with this, that the anger would reside, and we might find peace and hope together. God bless you, and feel free to comment, and we'll go back and forth from there. Have a great day. Please pray. Wear your mask if you must go out. Stay home, stay safe, and God bless you all. I'll see you on tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachael on Friday.